ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the lair of the film Exorcist. Tonight, we will be doing Star Wars Resistance, the beginning of the sequel trilogy. But before we get to the plot, we have a special shout out for a friend of mine that put our own shout out for our channel on Instagram, and her name is anime_all77. She is great at what she does on Instagram. She posts anime pictures, she does polls, and she's just really good at it. And I really want to thank her for what she did for me earlier today by putting me in her story. But moving on, let's get to the plot. Basically, this TV show takes place between Episode 6 and Episode 7, and partially Episode 8, where we follow a new Resistance recruit who just joined from the New Republic named Kaz Ziono, and he joins a mechanic crew, and he's also technically a spy. He now lives on this big refueling station called the Colossus. And it's just a show about his adventures on the Colossus and how he's helping the Resistance in his own special way. Let's get on to the crew. We have creator Dave Filoni, who we know from the Star Wars The Clone Wars series and Star Wars Rebels. It was produced by Dave Filoni, Athena Portillo, Justin Ridge, and Brandon Amon. The music was composed by Michael Tavera, and it was distributed by Walt Disney Television. And cast. We have Christopher Sean as Kazuda Ziono. Scott Lawrence is Jarek Yeager, the main mechanic of the Colossus. Well, the main leader of the crew that works on the Fireball on the Colossus. He's also known for voicing Darth Vader in many Star Wars games, including the TIE Fighter series. We have Josh Brenner as Niku Vazu, also known for nothing. He's also known for Lyle Spalding in The Internship. And guys, this is the character I don't like in this series. And you'll find out why soon enough. We have Susie McGrath as Tam Rivera, the second in command and second mechanic, who doesn't really like our main protagonist in this TV show. We also have Bobby Moynihan, who plays Orca, also known for Chet Alexander in Monsters University and Mel in The Secret Life of Pets 1 and 2. We also have Jim Rash as Orca's partner, Flex, also known for Mr. Grayson, aka Stitches in Sky High, Cecile Turtle in the Looney Tunes show, and Principal Slimovitz in Randy Cunningham, 9th Grade Ninja. We also have Donald Faison as Hype Faison, a well-known racer on the Colossus, who's also known for Frank Jackson in Big Fat Liar and Dr. Gravity in Kick-Ass 2. We also have Mirna Velasco as Toradoza, one of my favorite characters in this TV show. And she's just a very spunky girl, and she's the daughter of Captain Doza, the leader of the Colossus. We also have Lex Lang as Major Elric Von Reg, Stephen Stanton as Griff Halloran, also known for Admiral Raddus in Rogue One, many voices in the Star Wars The Clone Wars, and also AP5, Grand Moff Tarkin, and Ben Kenobi in Star Wars Rebels. And then we've got Jason Hightower, funny name, probably who they named the Hightower facility after. He plays Captain Emmanuel Doza, the leader of Hightower. And we have Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, also known for she's known for Freya Fenric, one of the main aces, who's also known for Julia in Cowboy Bebop, Kurenai Yuhai Sensei in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto. She's also Major Multicol Kosanagi in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, the movie and TV show. She's also Cornelia Lee Britannia in Code Geass, and Governor Arahanda Pierce in Star Wars Rebels. And lastly, we have Dave Filoni as Bo Keevil. On to favorite episodes, which we're only doing like one for each thing, so let's get down to it. My favorite episode is No Escape Part 1 and Part 2, because this is where we find out where exactly the TV show technically takes place. It's the episode where we get to see the actual reactions to Hosnian Prime in Episode 7 blowing up, and the huge impact it has on Kaz as he watches his planet and his family being completely destroyed in front of him. And this gets him to really improve as a character, because for most of the series he's an annoying, loudmouthed goofball, similar to what they claim Jar Jar is. But then we follow him as he creates his own resistance cell on the Colossus and just brings everyone together and gets rid of the First Order. But we also see Tam join the First Order, which causes a huge rift between her and Kaz, and the ending of this episode, as it's very reminiscent of Episode 5, as we watch them looking off into the galaxy, knowing that Nico screwed up again by not putting in the right coordinates. So they're stuck in space, not knowing where they're going. And it actually gets me excited for a second season, despite the rest of the series. And on to least favorite episode, Bebo. Not that big, furry creature from Legends of Tomorrow, but no, it's this smelly, weird, fish-looking creature that our annoying character, Nico, brings on board and decides to keep as a pet. And this whole episode is basically a Nico episode. We watch him go after this weird little fish creature as it's just him chasing after it, calling it small little friend, and it barely has anything to do with Kaz, except Kaz goes on a scavenging mission. He ends up fighting with the Aces, and he's just doing all this just to help Nico. And I'd rather it be a story about Kaz than the weird green alien mechanic and his gross little pet. And actually, it was kind of sad at the end, where he ends up eating the pet that Kaz buys him. And it's just, God, Nico, could you be any more annoying and more hated? this is my Jar Jar Binks. I didn't hate Jar Jar, but I hate Nico. And on to my opinion. Where to start? Oh yeah, my favorite character. Basically, my favorite character is Toradoza. She reminds me during the last episode, as she hears they're going to flood the Colossus. She kind of reminds me of Cheryl from Archer, another one of my favorite characters. She's got this crazy personality. She's bouncy, and she's just so full of energy, wanting to race, and she's always looking for adventure, and I like those kinds of characters. That's why I somewhat liked the Han Solo in Solo. He was looking for adventure, and you could really relate to the guy. I mean, I've always wanted to go on an adventure, and this is what resonates me in Tora, even when she's in danger. And my least favorite character is Nico. He's an annoying creature with a high-pitched voice, and during one episode, they tell him not to talk about some power cell they're putting into a targeting computer to fix the Colossus' turrets. He's got his hands over his mouth, talking through his hands, and it gets annoying throughout the whole episode, and I don't like this character. I find him irritating and god-awful. I didn't find him funny at all, and I just was waiting for him to finally just get forced to disappear, similar to what happens in the episode The Disappeared. And actually, I can't talk anymore about this character because I'm going to explode because I hate him so much. But let's move on to my whole overview. Basically, it's a fun series. This is my second time watching it. I watched it around the time it came out last year, and I've just enjoyed it. It's a very fun series. We get to do something we haven't really done in a Star Wars series, where we follow a Resistance spy going through his everyday life, where we never get that. And yeah, it can be boring, but at least it's different. Despite it also having some similarities to droids with the awkward movements, despite this being humans and they're allowed to do that, but the no guns in this series until at least the end of the series, where we finally see our main protagonist fire a gun, and and how the villains are the only ones that use them properly, and it's very stupid. I don't get why you're not allowed to have guns in this Star Wars universe, or you're not able to fire upon an enemy. It's just very stupid. I mean, even Jaeger carries a gun, and he knows how to use it. Yet he misses almost every time, and it's stupid. There are barely any stormtroopers that die, unless you count all the ones that got washed away from the Colossus. And I get it, they're trying to be clever, but But yeah, it's actually pretty fun, despite my discretions with it. And I definitely would go back and watch it. And for those who haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. It's actually not as bad as it looks. I mean, I was very hesitant when I first saw the first trailer that it's just about racing, and I like it. But again, there are the annoying parts, like the Bebo episode, just Nico in general, and there's this one pedophilic old woman in the series that just keeps on staring at Kaz, waving at him, and offering him to come live with her. And it's not needed. But, yeah. I like this TV show, and I'm giving it a 8.4. I definitely recommend you go watch it. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, check out our Instagram at filmexorcist, and our Facebook page, the Slasher Club, trying to change it, but they won't allow me. And you can find all the links in the description. Don't forget to follow Anime all 77, who I'll be leaving her link in the bottom description. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week for episode 7, The Force Awakens, and just good night, goodbye, and may the Force be with you always.